Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Nicole, and today we are going to be doing a full face of products that I absolutely despise. Well, not entirely despise, but a lot of them just I don't agree with. And you know, I'm sure a lot of the products in today's video might be ones that work for you, but everybody has different skin types. Everybody likes their foundation to be a little bit different. And these are the ones that I don't necessarily enjoy. So if that sounds like something that you might be interested in, if you like things that have to do with makeup, beauty, unboxings, please go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment down below. So first things first, we are going to be starting out with the Mad Love Brows, which I know that this product went viral. It sold out. It was very hard to get your hands on. The problem that I have with this product is that I can't ever get my brows to look the same. Either the stencils are just a little bit too big or my eyebrows are thinner. Also, the fact that the soft brown, which you would think would be, I don't know, pretty light, is actually kind of too deep for me. I don't know, I have a little bit of a hard time with this one. So we're gonna start with that. And so for all of you that don't know what the Mad Love Brows are, it is a all-in-one where your pomade is in the cap, you have your applicator sponge, and it's an all-in-one. Then you get a pack of different stencils. I'm going to be using stencil number 2 today. And you know, you're just going to put your stencil on, dab your little doodad over, and the concept is that it's an easy, quick brow. To me, not so much. So I will admit, I got sucked into the hype of that one, but I honestly find it a little bit easier just to use a Gimme Brow product or like a brow tint. So yeah, we're gonna give this a go. So you start with the tail end, and you're gonna put most of your product on the tail because you want your tail to be a little bit darker, to look a little bit more natural, and go pretty light-handed on the front. Right. So there's that one, and then we're going to clean off the stencil now before we flip it and put it onto our skin. All right, so we got the other side all cleaned off. Now we just have to line it up. All right, I think that's pretty good and hopefully very even, but we'll find out in a second. So same thing, you're just gonna dab it, and then you're gonna go a little bit lighter in the front. And see, they aren't necessarily fully even. I guess that's a user error, but I mean, the concept of the product is a great idea. Personally, it's just a huge learning curve, and I am a mom of 2 boys. I got a lot that I got to keep up with those 2 boys, so it's not necessarily time that I want to take out of my day to follow along with the learning curve. It's just quicker for me to use a brow pencil or a brush through brow tint. So the second product that I will be using as primer is actually the Jaclyn Skin Perfecting Blurring Tint. This was marketed as just a perfecting skin tint that happens to blur your pores, but I see a lot of people use this as a primer as well. The concept of it, again, very nice. Everybody likes a quick face, you know, just slap it on, use your hands. I've tried using it with a sponge, a brush, my fingers. Every time that I go to rub it in, it's either pulling up or I'm getting these white spots that collect in my pores. And it's not necessarily something that I enjoy the look of. So we're going to go in with this as our primer. And we're going to use a sponge. Okay, we'll start with that. So I know many people enjoy this one, but for me, it was not worth the hype. I mean, it does even out your skin tone, but it's a little bit too glowy for me, redness on my cheeks, so for me, this would not be enough. I like a little bit more coverage than that. So I guess we will give it a go as a primer. Now when this launched, this did launch with a concealer, and I do happen to enjoy the concealer a lot more than this, but it does dry down very quick, so you got to work fast. I mean, do one eye, blend it out, then go to the next eye, blend it out. Well, as I am using this, I am not noticing too much of it collecting into my pores like it usually does. Well, I guess a little bit more right here it is, but it's gonna be hard to tell. Let's see if I can zoom you in. So you can see it collecting, and that is not necessarily something that I very much enjoy. And I've noticed that when you do try to layer this, it does pick up the product that you've already laid down. Like it's starting to pick up right here. All right. So that will be our priming step. And I think we are all pretty much blended out. Okay, third on the list. Please don't come for me. The Fenty Beauty Ease Drops. So this is another blurring skin tint, and I got it for summer. Unfortunately, the problem that I have with this product is that it clings to dry patches and it tends to break up on my skin. So I'm going to squirt some out on the back of my hand and apply it to my face and then blend it out with a sponge. Again, I've also tried this product many different ways. Sponge is the best way I can get it to apply. So yeah, and this may not be my shade because again, I bought it for summer, so I was going more for a darker shade. I mean, it's good for a quick and easy face if I'm not having any troubled spots. But I do have very acne prone, sensitive skin, so I do get a lot of breakouts, which then turn into dry patches on my skin. And then again with the redness. Oh, I guess a little bit better with that. You know, I think I could get away with using this with the Jaclyn Skin Tint. Using that as a primer first. It's not so bad. Which I like a lot of Fenty products. But, I mean, there's a few flops, in my opinion. Ones that didn't necessarily work out for me. Okay, so the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. This one is not a favorite of mine. It has a tendency to bunch up in my fine lines underneath my eyes. And it looks cakey to me. But I guess, you know, it is a very budget-friendly option. And there is worse ones, but in my collection, this is not one that I gravitate towards, only because I do not like the bunching underneath my eyes. Okay, so I will be lightly setting my under eyes so that way we don't get any creasing with the Coty Airspun. This is again a budget-friendly setting powder. Although I absolutely despise the smell of it. It smells like a perfumey old lady baby powder. To me, I don't know. I guess one of the three. Perfumey old lady or baby powder. I just don't like the way that it really looks or sets on my skin. I feel like it leaves me looking very dry and cake based, but I mean, if you are a person on a budget, it does do the job. It's just not my preference. And set the eyelid. I primed my eyelids with a little bit of the e.l.f. concealer. But I don't want to set my whole face yet because we will be using some cream products. Okay, so a light set to avoid the creasing. Moving on to cheeks. For the blush, we have the Milk Flare Glow Lip and Cheek. Flare Glow Oil Lip and Cheek. So this one is too glowy for me. I don't like the way that it sits on my skin. It happens to lift my makeup a little bit. So I'm just going to apply some directly to my sponge. And we'll try it that way first. I just do not prefer, let's see, it's pulling up a little bit, so we'll add this directly to the face. I am just not a fan of glowy blushes. So it pulled off just a tiny bit, but not too much. But no, I'm just super duper glowy. Okay, and then moving on to the next cream product. It would be the Fenty Matchstick Bronzer Contour in the shade Amber. So for me, it's kind of a very dry formula. It doesn't really want to lay down and blend. So, you know, I've tried with the brush. I have a hard time trying to blend it out. So I'm going to go directly onto my sponge and just try to lay it down that way. See if we can get it to blend out. And this one's just, I don't know, I feel like it's a little too gray tone, but I don't also like the harsh lines. It almost, when it blends and you can get it to blend, it almost looks like you haven't placed anything down. To me, a lot of the, well, all of the Matchstick line was not my favorite. So, I mean, it's there, but it could be better. You see this, you know, the Rare Beauty Cream Contour Bronzer Stick. That is a phenomenal formula. I don't know what happened with this one. I know that Fenty's cream bronzers in the pans are a million times better formula wise than this one. I don't know if it's just the stick formula or because it has to be, you know, just the way that it's created. But we'll see if we can. We'll put a little bit up here without using the sponge, and then I will show you. You know, once you get it to not be such a harsh line, it almost blends into nothing. So I'm also really having to dig in to try to get some payoff. So I don't know. I've seen better cream contours for sure. And then for highlighter, again, another Fenty product. Probably sounding very redundant by now. This one is in the shade Starstruck. So it's more of like a purpley pink. And so it looks very icy, metallic. And again, I'm going to try to do this sponge application. To me, it's just a little bit too sparkly. Almost, I mean, it's there. It's just a little bit more sparkly than what I would like. And so you can see there is that. No, I guess it's not too terrible. I might have to give that one another go. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the Coty Airspun and set the rest of my face. I feel like this is going to make me sneeze. Okay, so after setting the face, I mean, you can see the highlight still. The brows are a little bit more toned down, but I feel like a lot of that bronzer was lost. So we're gonna go in with the Well People Super Powder Bronzing Powder. And I don't know if you're gonna be able to see, but you can kind of see a little bit more of a metallic. You can kind of see the shimmer. So this would be the one that is not my cup of tea, because it is literally straight up flecks of glitter in here. But we're gonna put it on my face anyways. And we're gonna go with a very light hand because it is a very orangey tone, and that is not necessarily my journey. Oh, the glitter. So now my skin is looking a little bit more glowy. In actual non-camera light, you can see the sparkles, so that's fun. Okay, so for eyeshadow, since we haven't done our eyes yet, the moment I've been dreading, which is the Naked Urban Decay Cherry Palette. I mean, realistically, it would be a beautiful palette if there was actually some pigment to it. I mean, the payoff, it just, when you're applying and going with specific shades, you would expect them to not become muddy. So we are going to go in with Caution for the crease. And there's also a lot of Kick Up. We're just gonna go with a very simple eye look. Come on, pigment. I mean, I'm literally digging my brush in there to get some pigment. There's a lot of Kick Up dust in the pan. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see that without blinding you guys, but there is a lot of dust everywhere. And I'm also trying to pack the shade on and getting absolutely nowhere. Okay, so we will go to the shade Felice and see where that one gets us. Maybe a little bit better. I don't know. There's just not enough. The shimmers are very lackluster to me, which, I mean, it's kind of, I've said it before, the theme with the Naked palettes. I like the idea of having a full collection of them, but it's also just not worth the money, in my opinion. They're just very lackluster. Okay, so you can see that one a little bit better. This side needs to be a little bit more blended. And then we will move on to Bing and pop this a little bit into our outer corner. And partially into the crease. So, I mean, that's a pretty pink, but I mean, it's, well, it's looking a lot better on camera than what it is in real life. Outer corner and up into the crease a little bit. Like I said, this look will be super simple. Okay. So then we will just go in with a shimmer. We'll stop right there. Just gonna be a pinky moment. I don't know. I'm gonna use the shade Turn On, which is like a goldy champagne, and just pop that right on the lid. Just quick and easy, I guess, everyday look. I mean, if you really want a muted, toned down look, this would be a decent palette. I just like when I'm spending quite a bit of money on a palette, I would like it to really pop and not be so lackluster. But I mean, it's, if you are more of a no makeup wearer who likes more of the muted looks, this would be a decent one. It's just not my favorite in my opinion. Okay, so now we are going to run something along the bottom lash line to tie it all together. And I'm going to use the shade Devil, which is just a tiny, Devilish, sorry. Just a tiny bit more purpley than the one we used for that outer corner and in the crease. I'm just going to marry those two together right there. Okay. I'm just going to brush away the fallout because I probably should have done my eyes first before anything else. I forget that that one has a lot of kick up. Okay, so another product is the Milk Hydro Grip Set and Refresh. Yep, Milk Hydro Grip Set and Refresh Spray. I wanted to get this one because I like the Milk Hydro Grip Primer so very much. This one, it just kind of, I mean, it comes out as a very fine mist, but I feel like it doesn't leave my makeup set down the way I wanted to. Like, it doesn't really lock things in place. It kind of leaves almost like a film over. It leaves my complexion feeling a little bit gummy. I know a lot of people like it. It's not my favorite. So it has a pretty mist, I will say that. It smells absolutely terrible, but it's not my favorite. I am not going to throw on lashes. I'm also not going to do eyeliner. So we are just going to go straight in with the mascara. It will be the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes. I believe it's supposed to be more of a lengthening one. I just feel like it really clumps my lashes together. Doesn't hold a curl. It really does nothing for me. So, let me get I mean, at first it looks fine, but then you'll see that my lashes, as I brush up, they're immediately falling down. They look very spidery. It's just not my favorite. I have used by far way better mascaras that are actually a lot cheaper. Like the Essence, what is it? Lash Princess mascara, sorry. Essence Lash Princess. Okay. So, there we go. There is my full face using products that I dislike. Honestly, on camera, it looks a million times better than what it genuinely does in real life. I don't know, I may potentially give the Fenty Ace Drops and the Jaclyn, use these in conjunction with each other. It doesn't look too bad. Well, maybe it's just on camera. Oh no, we still, especially with the breakup of the blush. Let's see, we're gonna get real close and personal. So you can see right here where it's collecting into, let's see, where it's collecting and settling. You can see a little bit of the white dots in my pores from the Jaclyn. You can see where in the inner corner we are lifting with the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. Okay, so maybe I would not use those together unless if I was just filming, because on camera it looks all right. I think I'm definitely kind of liking the brows. So I'm gonna have to give the Mad Love Brows just a little bit more time and bear with it to learn the learning curve of the product, because honestly my brows don't look too bad. So yeah, guys, again, if you like this video, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell, click all. You'll be notified of all my future uploads, and leave a comment down below of if there is any products out of the ones that I personally don't like, if any of them are your favorites. Again, I'm Nicole. I try to upload once a week on Saturdays. So please join the family. All right. See you guys in the next one. Bye.